Welcome to another episode of Noob Repair. Now, this is a stretch because it's not really a repair. It's more something that I think would be a lot cheaper. So think of it more in terms of the previous videos that I've done in terms of saving money on different things. So this is a cheap and efficient way to get stereoscopic 3D depending on the type of game that you are playing. Now, what is stereoscopic 3D? So in video games and 3D movies and all sorts of different technology, even going back to the 80s when they had like those lunch boxes or like the trading cards that had the red and blue glasses that you needed in order to see the image. So that, for example, is a mode of stereoscopic viewing called anaglyph mode. And what anaglyph mode does is it allows you to see by putting on these like typically like red and blue glasses, like one lens is red, one lens is blue, and so that lets you see an image based on the visual cortex of your brain. It basically tells you that the image is 3D, the way that it works. So that's one version. To give you some examples of anaglyph games, Contra Legacy of War for the PlayStation 1 has an anaglyph mode built into it. So you could actually go into the options, turn anaglyph mode on, and as you're seeing right now on the screen, it's just a complete mess of visuals that you won't be able to comprehend. But if you have anaglyph glasses, you would be able to. And of course here is the regular mode of the game. So you can turn it on, you can turn it off in the options. Now there are games that have built-in modes, there's other games that require glasses. There's stereoscopic 3D with something called active shutter, or active 3D shutter. And what that does is, you may be familiar with this technology in terms of the Sega Master System. The Famicom also had a pair of 3D glasses, and anytime you go see a 3D movie, that typically uses active 3D shutter. And what happens is there's an image that's designed to show on the left eye, and there's an image that shows on the right eye, and what it does is it goes back and forth really, really fast, and that creates the image to kind of pop out at you in 3D. So that's another mode. The third mode is something called Pulfrich mode. Pulfrich mode isn't used as often. You may be familiar with Pulfrich mode if you've ever played a little game called Jim Power and the Lost Dimension in 3D on the Super NES. This is a great game, by the way. I've wanted to review it for years, and maybe one day I will. But if you notice, right there, it says that glasses are included. Now here's the thing. The glasses are really hard to find for this. They're specifically labeled. They say Culture Brain, which is the developer, and a lot of games released with 3D glasses. Contra Legacy of War is one that did release with glasses, and I'm not sure if they have specific prints of like the Contra logo on it or Konami or anything like that. Super Mario 64 is another game that supposedly had a stereoscopic mode that they were, I guess, toying with. I guess if you bought the game or pre-ordered the game at Toys R Us, supposedly you could get the 3D glasses that went with it that would allow you to see stereoscopic 3D. I don't know when it takes place. Not every game has stereoscopic 3D throughout the entire experience. Perfect example, Jim Power. Only certain levels offer the stereoscopic Pulfrich experience with Pulfrich. Now what Pulfrich mode is, it's essentially an image that pops out more in terms of like the background or the foreground. Perfect example, if you've ever played Orbs 3D, that's a Pulfrich game, and I believe that also launched with 3D glasses. If not, then you were supposed to use them on the Famicom. Famicom had a bunch of games, and the Famicom Disk System had bunches of games that had the 3D glasses that worked with it. Same thing with the Master System. Here's the problem. The 3D glasses that came with the Master System and the 3D glasses that you could buy for the Famicom, those specifically have a plug, and those plug into the system. So unfortunately with something like that, you're not really going to be able to utilize a more efficient way until somebody comes up with one like Hyperkin or something like that, Retrobit. So what I'm here to talk to you about today is how to achieve stereoscopic 3D on the cheap. Very easy. Go on eBay, Type in either Pulfrich Glasses, type in anaglyph glasses, or anaglyph 3D, or you can type in active shutter glasses, and you could buy on eBay way cheaper than trying to hunt down the actual glasses that were built in for something like Jim Power. Jim Power is weird though. The game has something called NOOB 3D, which is basically just a fancy way of saying Pulfrich mode. So if you're sitting here and you're going, I saw something different in the manual, it's because you saw NOOB 3D glasses or 3D graphics, and it's right there, NOOB right there. So NOOB is the same thing as Pulfrich mode. So what I did was I went out and bought a pair of Pulfrich glasses. These cost me about $6 on eBay. Now, if you try to find the complete in-box version of the Jim Power game with the glasses and everything, even if you just want to experience the 3D, you're going to be paying a fortune, because it's like $80 or $100 or whatever it costs to get a complete in-box copy off like eBay or online or wherever you're going to get your games. This was $6, so you really can't beat that if you want to experience it. In Jim Power specifically, the image kind of pops out at you. The background really looks like it's moving a lot more smooth. You can still see it in semi 3D. Like, there's just so much parallax scrolling going on in Lost Dimension that even if you don't have the glasses, you'll be able to see it. But really, if you want the proper experience, you want to use the Pulfrich glasses. I will put links down below, just like generic links, so that way you can just click on those. If you want to learn a little bit more about the 3 different types of stereoscopic 3D that I was talking about. So that's it. That's all I got for you today, guys. But I think that it's something that was worth showcasing, that I've been wanting to talk about this forever. And there's a list of games on Wikipedia that you can check out. I'll include the link down below. And that also has stereoscopic 3D in video games, and it breaks it down, you know, which one has like an anaglyph mode, which one has a stereoscopic 3D active shutter, which one has, for whatever reason, Jim Power's not listed there, but I noticed that Pulfrich mode wasn't really described in that list, but Pulfrich mode is definitely a thing, or NOOB or whatever you want to call it. I think that was just their buzzword that they were using. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to go play some Jim Power. Let me know down below in the comments if you've experienced any games in stereoscopic 3D and what you thought of that. Or if you own any of these games with the glasses. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thanks so much for watching Noob Repair, and stay tuned for more episodes in the future.